conclusion of the above stated business matters, the meeting shall again be open to the general public. The reason for the executive session is to discuss negotiations.
Do I have a second?
Second, Mr. President.
Second by Mr. Boyle. Comments or questions? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Declare the resolution adopted. This time we'll take comments from the public. Ask you to state your name and address. Mr. Cassow.
Just want to state that looking forward to getting more involved in the city and a couple of the committees and finding out what's going on in the city other than what I see every other Tuesday going on here. Economic Development Committee, Iowa Park, Spalding Fiber. I know that I'm typically the youngest person when I go to these meetings, so I like to spice things up with a little bit of technology and a different perspective than everybody else usually has. Not that my answer is right or anybody else is wrong. I just like to have a little bit more excitement. I don't know if that's the proper word, but I think that's all for right now. So thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Cassow. Ms. Little?
Well, I just wanted to say that the reason that I voted no on resolution number 3 was I agree that there's not enough information given. Just the resolution itself is a paragraph, and then the sheets that they gave us was a lack of information. And then also, I just want to say that I guess I believe that all of the events that we're charging for overtime and the, I guess, $25 special event fees, I believe that every event should be charged that. Whether they live here or not, that's up for debate. But if one gets charged, I think all of them should get charged, and that's what I'm sticking with. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Little. Mr. Boyle?
Thank you, Mr. President. This past Friday, I think anybody that lives in the city town of Wanda, about 6 p.m. received a phone call from about an older gentleman that was lost. And I think it came from an emergency broadcast or something like that. I think it was something that the chief hooked up or got a grant or something like that. I just want to commend the chief for getting this thing because, I mean, it got people out. It came across, I'm listening to this thing. My wife says, I know who this guy is. So she went out and she started looking. And it's just, check your backyard and stuff like that. This gentleman had a problem. Guess they ended up finding him in Buffalo. 3.5 hours later, he ended up walking. I mean, and it's just, this is just something that's, with what's happening right now, with the mines going and stuff like that, sooner or later I'll probably be there. Probably a lot sooner. My wife says I'm already there. I just, hats off to the chief for doing this. Thank you very much, Mr. President.
Thank you, Mr. Boyle. Mayor Pelosi?
Thank you, Council President Zeiss. Foremost, I would like to echo the remarks that were just made by Councilmember Boyle. I think we have an excellent police department, and I think if you look at our chief and the way he handles his department, he's there for public safety. We've shown that with the Canal Fest. We've shown that in every facet of daily life in the city of Tonawanda. And I think it was a little discourteous the way he was affronted tonight. And I got to tell you, I deal with this gentleman day in and day out, and he's a true professional. And his real thrust is safety in the city, and to make sure that the people and their property is protected. And I cannot deny that. Last Wednesday, I believe it was either Wednesday or Thursday, I traveled to Hoyt Lake to the casino for a presentation. We had no prior knowledge of who was going to get what from the Niagara River Greenway Commission. We had submitted 2 projects, one for shoreline stabilization and one for an ADA accessible fishing pier underneath the pedestrian bridge and along Homestead side. We were awarded a $250,000 grant for shoreline stabilization. We did not get the grant for ADA fishing grant. However, we'll put it to good use. We're going to add that to the $250,000 we already received through then Senator Thompson. So that's given us $500,000 for shoreline stabilization, and our engineer mentioned that would probably take care of about 1,400 linear feet. So if we can get one of those every year within the next, let's say, 4 to 5 years, we should be able to make sure that 91 Park is protected for many, many years to come. Gary Waterhouse. I'm not sure if we're going to, okay, I don't want to steal it now. Gary Waterhouse was a council member here for a term, and unfortunately he just lost his father, so keep the Waterhouse family in your prayers, and thoughts and prayers. So that's about it. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Rep. Pelosi. That was the only comment I was going to make, was I wanted to ask people to keep Gary's family in your thoughts and prayers.